You know me, I'm a huge Glock enthusiast. I didn't know if you guys could tell. Now, I've had the privilege of getting my hands on the new ERGO MAST system. Now, this is a modular armor stand, and it comes with two different pieces to go on a small frame Glock and a large frame Glock. And it's got several different ways you guys could mount these to be able to work on your Glocks. And now, you know me, I could use an excuse to pull the trigger on these a few times. So let's go outside, get these things dirty a little bit, and then we're going to come back in here, show you guys all the different ways to use this system, and take a look at some of these Glocks. I think they're all running pretty good, but it might be time to take a look inside, because I've run several hundred rounds through every single one of them. We haven't cleaned them yet. Well, now that my trigger finger got a little bit of a workout, it's time to get into this stuff and see what we got here. So when you order this MAST system, again, you're going to get a base. Let's see here. You're going to get a base and two different pieces here, and an ERGO grip sticker. Now, one of them on your base here says 9mm 40 caliber, so this is your small frame. And then this one says 10mm 45 caliber. So this is your large frame Glocks. Now, however, it fits all the Glocks except for what I consider the baby Glocks. The 42, which is the 380, and the 43, which is the 9mm. Now, those are single stack Glocks, so unfortunately they are a little too narrow to fit the small frame base. But guys, these are pretty solid. And you see there's really no flex in them at all. And there's so many different ways to mount it. If you look on your paperwork here, is you can mount it in a vise, like so, and work on your pistol either way, and it clanks pretty well. It's got two holes on it. You could actually mount it on the side of your work table and mount it right there, so you can mount it kind of in front of you if you wanted to work on your pistol in either way. And then of course you got your base here. It's got four holes on the bottom of it, and you just screw it straight to a work tabletop, wherever you work on your pistols. And very, very little play in it at all. Let's see here. It's actually kind of tough to get them in at first, and like I said, there's a little bit next to no play on the base itself. So we're going to go ahead and actually mount it to the table, and then we're going to pull them out and put them in the guns and see how they work. Well, it's easy enough, guys. I just screwed down this base, and it's pretty steady on there. And it just takes these two pins, you can pull them out and swap them out, whether you want the large frame or a small frame. So I went ahead and drilled the large frame to the table. And we've got our slim frame here for your small frame Glocks. And so we've got this is a 40 caliber, which is considered a small frame, and she is empty. And one of the things that's great about this system is that it actually locks in. Did you hear that? It actually locks in to your magazine well, and it's stout, guys. It ain't coming out. So that's pretty good to really be able to work on it and not have it come out at all. But like I said, it clicks right in. It's got probably, honestly, just the slightest little bit of play like my magazine would, really. So again, she's clean. Put it back on and put it in her base here. Triple check it one more time. You can never be too careful. And there it is. Now this is a highly modified Glock, and even with my magazine well, I've got an ALG Defense magazine well and my 6-second mount. Now the good thing about this is that on this particular pistol, I do have to disassemble it good ways with this ALG mount that's on there. So it actually mounts to the frame here. So if you guys are familiar with your Glocks, you just simply squeeze the trigger, make sure you have no rounds in it, and once you squeeze it, then you just pull it back just ever so slightly, pull down your slide release, and it comes right off. And we can inspect it, take a look at everything we need to. And the great thing about this is, you know, I'll be able to get this mount off with the screws and all, and actually have it, you know, held in place on this base, and it's not going anywhere. Be great to work on changing out the triggers. Sometimes you know, I play with different triggers from different companies, so you're able to swap them out, and man, this is really going to be a great tool here. And again, I just love that the actual magazine release holds it in place perfectly. And like I said, it ain't going nowhere, guys. So that is awesome. And now, so that is the Glock 22 40 caliber. And then right here, we've got our Glock 27, another 40 caliber. And there she is. Not going nowhere, guys. Pretty stout. And again, like I said, we'll check it one more time. And like I said, you just pull your trigger. All you have to do is pull your slide back just a little bit. Get your slide release right there, and off she comes. And now I can sit here and do what I need to do if I want to clean it and inspect anything in it. If I want to swap out the triggers again, we put, right now they've got the ghost triggers, ghost slide release, everything in it's been tinkered with basically, but well, even a little baby 27, it'll fit on there just right. And now, for the old big boys, we've got the Glock 20C. This is my beast right here. Look at that. Stout, guys. That is awesome. And now the good thing about this, like I said, make sure she's clean. Pull the trigger back. Pull her back just ever so slightly. And then get your slide release. Off she comes. And I really like it on the end of this table. You know, so you can work in there, do what you need to do. You know, you really don't need to clean your Glocks like every single time. I know a lot of guys do. I don't. I usually, you know, I'll run a few hundred rounds. But what I do a lot is I like trying out different triggers, different springs. I do a lot of different things to them, tinker with them. There's a lot of guys out there like to play with their ARs. That's the way I am about my Glocks. I like to swap out different parts, try out different companies. And now here is the 40 MOS. It's a little tight on the wall there. And this is the newest 10mm they've come out with, and it is a beast. You guys, you've seen me harvest hogs and deer and everything. This is a monster, but she is clean, nothing in it. Snaps right in. Look at that. And that way, if I change out my optics, right now I've got a Burris Fastfire 3 on there. You know, Vortex has one, as well as Trijicon and a couple other different companies. So this would be great for the guys who like to swap out their optics. You know, you're changing out sights, things like that. I mean, it's solid. It really gives you a good, stable, you know, hold to really work on your pistol without, you know, having it flopping around on a table and all. And I can't say enough about that clip. I mean, securing with your magazine release. So, and again, let's see, you can work on it with your vice grips. And that way you can, look at that. And that way, I mean, if you want the flexibility of being able to turn it around, you know, not cover yourself, but and especially on like a vice grip, if you got one with a rotating table like that, that is a cool little setup right there. I like that a lot. And then, you hear that? Tell you what, guys, that's awesome. And you can really crank down on that thing if you want to, because I'm telling you, it's stout. Once I tighten this down, I'll pick up the table before that thing. It don't flex at all. You know, you'd have a hard time breaking that thing. I'll tell you what, ERGO's really done something here, guys. If you're a Glock enthusiast, I tell you what, you're really going to enjoy this MAST system. Go to their website, ergogrips.net. It's ERGOGRIPS.net, ergogrips.net, and look at the MAST system. And again, it comes with your base, small frame attachment, large frame attachment, tons of different ways to work on it. And man, this is going to be a blast, guys. Well, I'm going to have a little bit more fun with this. I'm going to tear this joker down and see exactly how everything's working in here. It's my pride and joy right there. And I have not had it apart since we've probably run about 1,500 rounds through it. So I'm going to inspect everything and see how everything's turning out. But it's looking good, guys.